Oh, there we go. Instagram Live. I did it. I'm going to do an Instagram Live. It's been forever since I've done an Instagram Live with my guitar. I've just been too busy doing other stuff to mess around with Instagram Live. Heck, I've been too busy to do Clubhouse. Everybody's saying get on Clubhouse. I've been doing Clubhouse. I've been doing Instagram Live, but I wanted to pop in. I finished up work, and it's only 8:15. Finished up dinner, which was super easy because I'm on a juice fast right now. So I just drink juice or blend juice with ice. And I wanted to, because I haven't been talking about this much lately with you guys. I did a podcast about juicing with the good folks from Farmer's Juice about their low carb keto juices. And then I did an article about some of these benefits of juicing, cleaning up the gallbladder and the liver, and in my case, apparently the colon, because I can't stay off the toilet for the past 5 days. I am on day 5 of my juice fast. There is a ribeye steak right over there on the counter thawing out for breakfast. That's how much I'm fantasizing right now about ribeye steaks. My wife just finished making sourdough English muffins because she's fantasizing about having eggs benedict for breakfast tomorrow morning because she too is doing this juice fast with me. My children, bless their little hearts, hello boys, those little, sorry for the language, bastards have been having bacon for breakfast and ham for dinner and frying up hot dogs, and it's torture, and they know it. And if they were good boys who wanted an allowance and an inheritance, they'd be eating apples, but instead they're having bacon and meat and choosing foods that like meat-based foods that smell really good. And I love them, but I want to throttle them when I'm sitting there drinking carrots and turmeric and ginger and kale and ashwagandha and everything else, and they're eating bacon. So it's hard. But I'm getting through it. I like to do a quarterly cleanup for my body. Sometimes I'll do the ayurvedic khichdi stew. Sometimes I'll just reduce calories for 5 days. Sometimes I'll reduce meat. But in this case, I've never before in my life done a juice fast. I got 2 days in and realized that I needed to make juices more interesting. So I started blending them with ice so I could get some mouthfeel and eat my juices with a spoon. I got 3 days in and began to get massive diarrhea. And so I had to start solidifying my juices with a little bit of pumpkin mash. And I've been using a little bit of cmos gel and a little bit of those 0-calorie miracle noodles. So I had to have some bulk in my stomach because for some reason my wife's fine. She feels great. She's flying high, although she wants savory foods and, of course, eggs benedict. Whereas this thing it's crushing me. This is I've experimented with a lot of diet protocols, and God bless juice and God bless Farmer's Juice, but this is probably the hardest dietary protocol I've done in 5 days. I'm a meat guy. My body just thrives on meat and feels amazing on meat. But man, oh man, it's hard to do this liquid juice fast. So anyways, though, at least, we're not talking about fruit-forward juices, so I'm not mainlining fructose into my bloodstream. But lots of vegetables, lots of ginger and turmeric and herbs and spices and everything else that they've worked into these wonderful organic vegetable juices. But, man, it's hard. It's hard. I worked with Farmer's Juice, and I put together a juice pack, 1 day, 3 day, and a 5 day for anybody who wants to. As attractive as I'm making it sound, I know. Try a juice fast for themselves. And I recommend it if you want to kind of clean out your system. But holy cow, this is a hard fast. I'm not going to paint it in a glowing light. It's been hard for me. I'm wearing 3 layers of clothing right now because I'm super cold too. Probably part of it though is I haven't stopped swinging the kettlebells. I've still been hitting the weights. I know I'm kind of depleting myself. I'm averaging about 500, 600 calories a day. I've lost 7 pounds since last Saturday. So anyways though, I'm surviving, but man, that ribeye is going to taste good. I'm having a ribeye for breakfast tomorrow morning. So anyways, I recorded an hour and 45-minute long Q&A podcast this morning with Dr. J, and we talked more about juicing and a whole bunch of other stuff, Ritalin and ADD and ADHD and like 10 different new research studies on longevity and muscle. But what I want to do before I play you guys a song is I want to answer your top questions on juicing. If you asked one already, I'm not going to scroll back up and find it. So ask your question again about juicing or juice fast, and I'll answer some of the top questions that I see come through right now before I play you guys a song. So do an Instagram live with my ribeye for breakfast. Now, one question I get is, how do you break a fast like this? Well, normally they tell you, drink a little bone broth, ease yourself into things, munch on a little piece of egg or like have a little bit of solid food. Screw that. I'm taking some digestive enzymes and I'm having a giant ribeye steak for breakfast. I don't care what they say. I know myself and I know what my body's going to crave. And if I wind up with a tummy ache tomorrow by lunchtime, it's well worth it, baby. Well worth it. All right. So what other questions? Mucoid plaque. Yeah, my poops have been funny. My body's definitely getting rid of some stuff. Now, this particular fast, when I put this together for the Farmer's Juice Company, one of the things that we worked into it was this nice like lime, lemon, watermelon flavored charcoal drink that you have at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day to bind all these toxins and get them removed from the body. But I've been having like black explosive poos in the morning and in the evening and about 8 other times during the day. So my body's definitely extracting some things from my colon. I don't know about the mucoid plaque. I mean, I'm like painting the back of the toilet seat. It's not cool. I've got like a rag and some Branch Basics cleaning supplies up in the bathroom just to clean stuff up afterwards. Sorry for the visual, but that's what's going on right now as far as the cleaning up. It's cleaning up my body, but it's explosively cleaning up my body. So, and I eat a clean diet. Like I'm not a guy who's like eating, fast food and vegetable oil and needs like a massive cleanup. Nonetheless, my body is getting rid of some stuff and it's crazy. The poops, I must have pooped like 10 pounds worth of poop today. It's nuts. Okay. Let's see. Other questions. Matt Blackburn. Yo, what's up, Matt? We got my friend Matt Blackburn. Matt, pimp your podcast. What's it called? Mito Life. The Mito Life podcast. Matt visited my house the other night and he left me a bunch of Shilajit, the Russian wonder supplement. Me and my wife have been taking it. I like Shilajit. It's good stuff. And I have still been taking my supplements during this fast. The only supplements I'm not taking are animal-based supplements. So I've stopped fish oil. I've taken a little bit of ketones and a little bit of the keon aminos here and there, specifically before a workout. Because I've found that for me to be able to power through some of my workouts, I need some aminos and some ketones in my system. And I'm also tracking. I'm doing a bunch of these. So Thorne has all these at-home test kits. They'll test my DHEA, my cortisol, my testosterone, but I don't have to go to the lab. It's these little blood spots and some saliva tubes. So I did a whole bunch of these on last Saturday morning, and then tomorrow morning I'll do a bunch more. So I'm going to get pre and post measurements. I've been using, of course, my Oura Ring for HRV. I've been using, you can't see it, but I've got the Levels blood glucose monitor on. And I've also been using this thing. It's a BioSense. It's a ketone monitor. Ketones have been elevated. Blood glucose has been pretty stable. Not as low as I expected it to be. Blood glucose, it's actually been higher than average. I'm not quite sure why. But anyway, so I'm collecting a bunch of data. And I'll write a little geeky self-quantified article on this as well. Matt, somebody says, why do you hate fish oil? I'll let you explain that. I love fish oil. Matt doesn't. We disagree on that. But you know what? I still love him. Okay, let's see. Other questions here. Any vitamin D3? Yeah, I actually am taking vitamin D3. I'm working with this new company called AMP. And I'll do a post on this, but it's a transdermal vitamin D. So I've been doing 5,000 units of vitamin D a day. And I test my vitamin D level so I don't enter into a state of vitamin D toxicity. But it's a transdermal. I put a little bit on my forearm when I wake up in the morning. 4 squirts is 5,000 units of vitamin D. Very well absorbed, bypasses gastric issues, and I really like it. I'm probably going to start promoting them as one of my go-to sources for vitamin D because I really like the data I've seen on transdermal administration of vitamin D. Other questions. Somebody says, eat enough sardines and you don't need a fish oil supplement. That's true. That's true. However, despite sardines being tasty and wonderful for your breath, they're for me to get like a good 6 to 8 grams worth of fish oil, it's calories, right? So I am cognizant of supplementation versus calories when it comes to my omegas. How many juices am I drinking per day? About 7 juices per day. Each juice is around 50 calories, plus a little bit of ketones, a little bit of aminos, and that charcoal at the beginning and at the end of the day, and then a little bit of aminos, a little bit of the ketone esters, like I mentioned. And let's see. Other questions. Would honey be okay during the fast? That's an interesting question. I mean, technically, because this is a low-calorie fast and honey is extremely calorically dense, no. But normally, honey would be somewhat appropriate for nutrient-dense, carbohydrate-based calories. I actually have an article coming out about honey this Sunday that you may want to pay attention to, and there is a reason I chose it as the go-to sweetener for the Keon energy bar. I do like some of the glycemic stability and the nutrient density of honey as a sweetener. I've been putting a little bit of sea salt and stevia in with the juices and blending them with ice, again, for a little bit of mouthfeel, so I'm able to eat them with a spoon. My wife, because she has a craving for savory taste during this fast, she's been drinking a little bit of pickle juice along with her juicing. So there you have it. We've got all sorts of weird stuff. Let's see. Let's go with a couple more questions, and I'll play you guys a song. Then I'm going to go up and read my kids a bedtime story. Let's see. The best natural nootropic stack, cigarettes and a cup of coffee. That's the best natural nootropic stack. No, I mean, natural nootropic stack. I mean, nootropics in and of themselves are natural. Honestly, best natural nootropic stack is lion's mane, beet, and psilocybin. Honestly, that's an amazing stack. If you can get your hands on psilocybin, that's probably the best natural stack I've ever discovered for a natural nootropic stack. 0.2 to 0.5 grams of psilocybin, a couple packets of that 4-sigmatic lion's mane, and a touch of beet for the vasodilatory effects. That's an amazing nootropic. Let's see. What are my thoughts on the pandemic? If you do a search for the Field Trip Health YouTube channel, we did an 1.5 long podcast today with the folks at Field Trip about psychedelics, plant medicine, religion, and COVID. So that will allow you to get my thoughts on this whole COVID thing. You're probably going to hate me afterwards because it's super controversial. And I talk about how it's natural for people to die and how we need to let this thing go through the population. And I get a little edgy during the show because I think we fear death too much, and we are trying to protect too many people at the cost of natural herd immunity and the cost of the world economy. I think that an honorable death in the presence of a virus that for all of human history would normally have killed some people is fine. Death is not bad, you guys. It's okay for people to die. And unfortunately, it's very wrong for me to say that. It's very controversial for me to say that. But I would rather personally get COVID and die knowing that the rest of the world was going to get stronger as this thing blasts its way through the population than stay alive, living in a bubble, wearing a mask, and destroying the planet's economy and everybody's enjoyment and travel and being able to go to concerts and stuff like that. Honestly, death is normal, death is honorable, and death is not the end of your life. Death is the beginning of your life. That's my belief. And so I'm not clinging to life. I've had COVID. Unfortunately, I didn't die. But for me saying stuff like that, I'm going to get canceled. So cancel me, whatever. Okay. Let's see. I will. He says, my kids are not vaxxed. My kids actually are vaccinated. I'm not against vaccination. My kids did an extended vaccination schedule because we were traveling with them, to different areas of the world. And there are some diseases, not COVID, but there are some diseases that I think can benefit from vaccination. but not a vaccine that was fast-tracked and has no good human clinical research behind it for long-term effects. I'm comfortable with some vaccinations that do have long-term safety data on them. The COVID vaccine does not yet. So my kids were vaccinated. They were given an extended schedule, so they weren't exposed to a lot of these adjuvants in rapid process when they were young. If I go back and do it over again, I may have considered even more natural solutions. But I was vaccinated. My kids were vaccinated. My wife was vaccinated. I'm not against vaccines. I'm just against vaccines that haven't been proven safe yet. So I won't be the first in line to get the vaccine, and I haven't been vaccinated for COVID. I've gotten COVID, so has my wife, and it was very mild, very mild. But she couldn't taste her coffee for a day, so she didn't like that too much. Okay, I could talk forever to you guys, but let's play a song. This song I like. It's by the Avett Brothers. Fantastic band. I first heard this song when my friend Rick Rubin, the music producer, he was working with the Avett Brothers, and we had dinner together over his place, and we sat down on the couch, and he sandwiched us in between these two $50,000 speakers in his living room, and he said, "You got to hear this song from this new band I'm working with." And I knew right away that they were going to be big. And so we sat there eating a bar of dark chocolate and listening to the Avett Brothers. And I still like this song. This is the one that we listen to. When my body won't hold me anymore, and it finally sets me free, will I be ready when my fear won't walk another mile and my lips give their last kiss goodbye? Will my hands be steady when I lay down my fears, my hopes and my doubts, the rings on my fingers and the keys to my house, with no hard feelings? My sun hangs low in the west, and the light in my chest can't be kept held at bay any longer. When the jealousy all fades away and it's ash and dust for cash and lust, and it's just hallelujah, and loving the thoughts, and loving the words, and loving the songs that they sing in the church, and no hard feelings. Lord knows they haven't done much good for anyone. Kept me afraid and cold. So much to have and hold. When my body won't hold me anymore, and it finally lets me free, where will I go? Will the trade winds all take me south through Georgia rain, tropical rain or snow from the heavens. Will I join with the ocean blue, run into the Savior true, and shake hands laughing, and walk through the night straight to the light, holding the love that I've known all my life, and know feelings. Lord knows they haven't done much good for anyone. Kept me afraid and cold, with so much to have and hold. I have no enemies. Actually, I probably do. I have no enemies. I have no enemies. I have no enemies. And no hard feelings. And no hard feelings. David Brothers, no hard feelings. Hey, anyways, I love you guys. I have a podcast coming out tomorrow for you. I've been interviewing a host of great people. I interviewed Jim Fadiman yesterday about microdosing and psychedelics. I actually forget which podcast is coming out tomorrow. I would check for you, but I don't feel like fumbling around on the internet. So anyways, it's a good one because honestly, I think I've only had like one. So sometimes I'll record a podcast and I know right afterwards, like, it could have been better. I've had like one of those in the past month, and some of those I don't even release. I'll probably release that one. It was about, well, I'll come straight to it. It was about essential oils, and it was like, the book, the author was really good, but sometimes I'll get the author on and they're like not a great interviewer, and I gotta like squeeze information out of them like orange juice. I don't want to talk about juice right now though, because I'm sick of juice. But anyways, so I've had like one mediocre podcast, but I think tomorrow's going to be good. And aside from that one that was kind of tough for me, they're going to be good. So note to self, if you're ever a podcaster, like if somebody comes on and they're not a great talker and they're not a great interviewer, just be prepared to do a lot of talking. And so sometimes if you guys hear me talking more than my guest on the show, it's because I can't squeeze information out of them to save the life of me. So I have to start filling in the gaps is what happens. So anyways, though, yeah, I love you guys and have an amazing night. And I'm going to go dream of a ribeye steak and then wake up and punish a ribeye. I love you. Have an amazing